The rent is too damn high, so here are some important housing stories you might have missed. First, ICE is pressuring landlords to release tenant information. They're using administrative subpoenas, which means they are not court ordered. Landlords are not obligated to comply with these subpoenas if there is no judge's signature. Legal aid organizations say that this will turbocharge discrimination and displacement, and that landlords are already looking for a reason to discriminate against tenants. This just gives them one more. Plus, thanks to immigrant protection laws in places like California and Illinois, complying with these subpoenas without a judge's signature on them might be illegal. Next, the National Low-Income Housing Coalition has released their 2025 out-of-reach report. To afford a two-bedroom in the United States this year, you need to be making $33.63 an hour. To afford a one-bedroom, you have to be making $28.17 an hour. Nearly half of all U.S. workers make less than those two numbers. Read more from the report at the link in our bio. Trump's proposed budget tried to slap a 2-year time limit on all housing aid. Thankfully, Congress did not include that in their most recent budget bill, but HUD is not letting go. They're still chasing 2-year caps on public housing and vouchers through administrative measures. And HUD Secretary Scott Turner has said help that the government gives people is not supposed to be permanent, and claims that if people get assistance, they won't work. But a recent study from NYU found that the people most affected by these time limits would be working families and families with children in the household. It is cruel, it is senseless, and there's zero evidence that it would boost income or self-sufficiency. In fact, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities reading of a 2016 study by HUD itself, families receiving time-limited rental assistance were more likely to become homeless than families receiving ongoing support with their housing needs. On top of it all, 11 out of the 17 housing agencies that have tried this method of time limits have tried it, hated it, and quit. They found no savings and no benefits to people long term. Now for the bad stuff that did make it into next year's HUD budget. House and Senate committees have each passed their own version. We'll get more into what is and isn't in them in a later video and how it all works. But for now, some of the basic stuff at stake includes a shortfall in Section 8 vouchers, which are already severely underfunded. Funding cuts for both public housing upkeep and repairs, which is already in dreadful condition, and cuts to local fair housing help. The House's version is worse than the Senate's version, and both are a little bit better than what Trump asked for, but both are severely lacking what we need to address this housing crisis.